FEMA is running out of money, and this is a big problem for hurricane-impacted areas in Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia. Because as you can see here, folks, the destruction is absolutely immense. Over 150,000 households across America have applied for FEMA assistance from this hurricane, and it doesn't look like a lot of them are gonna get it. The head of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, just came out and said FEMA is on the verge of running out of money. It doesn't have enough money to last through the hurricane season, which means a lot of the people who live in communities like this are being hung out to dry. They're being left to fend for themselves. A lot of them didn't have insurance before this storm. Many are now being forced to sell their homes at huge, huge losses. What was that?
Are we a picture?
I like it. What are you guys up to?
Cleaning my house.
Which one's your house?
The little yellow one, the third house in. The big one, and then there's 2 flat roofs.
That one over there?
Yeah, a little yellow one.
So how did it go with this storm? I mean, it looks like not too good.
No, well, that little house is 75 years old. It never had water in it before. But other people had 3 and 4 feet, and I had maybe 15 inches. But still ruined all the appliances and all my furniture. But
what about all this? I keep reading about all this stuff with FEMA, and there's money, there's not money. Do you have any idea what's going on with that?
Don't know.
She applied.
You applied for FEMA?
Yeah.
She has no insurance.
I see.
Well, I applied for a small business loan. I don't expect anything for free because insurance on that little bitty house for the wind and flood and all that stuff would have been $12,000 a year.
$12,000 a year was the insurance quote.
The insurance.
So you said to yourself, better for me.
That was years ago.
That
So-
was in 2000.
So basically, for 20 years of not paying the insurance, you already save enough to do the repairs.
Well, I didn't save it, but I didn't spend it. Yeah.
Have you guys been friends for a while?
That's my baby girl. That's my daughter.
I know. Nobody believes it.
Get out of here. What?
She's 77 years old.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
77, how old are you?
54.
Okay, so you were 23 when you had her.
Like, yeah.
I'm trying to get my mom to move down here. My mom's 74. She lives in New York. She sold her house in upstate New York. But I swear she sees this stuff on the news and she's like, I don't want to buy in Florida. But she just doesn't feel secure. She like the idea of like the insurance could be one cost one day and another cost the other day.
Well, insurance is awful. It's ridiculous.
So what are you guys up to today? Are you?
Cleaning it out.
Yeah.
Throwing out
cleaning
wet stuff.
Wet stuff.
Bringing
Applying-
clothes to my house to wash.
Yeah.
So-
Do you need any help?
No, I have somebody coming out Monday
All
to
right.
take my appliances out
All
and
right.
stuff.
All right.
But I appreciate it. Thank
Okay.
Good luck.
All right, guys.
Make a
Have
good
fun.
story out.
All right, have a good one. So I just talked to a woman who owns a house just over there. You guys heard the conversation. She didn't have insurance. It would have cost $12,000 a year. I would assume to do a full interior repair, all the furniture, all the appliances, doing the drywall, it probably costs at least $50,000, $60,000. I've heard some of the contractors though in this area are price gouging right now. I've heard contractors have given quotes of 200 grand, 250 grand, because some of the contractors now are coming down here and they're trying to make money off this crisis. And in the end, a lot of them are trying to help the people here. But as you can see, this is gonna be a long rebuild process. The winter vacation season down here in Pinellas County and the Barrier Islands is not gonna happen this year. And I'm gonna show you some of this crazy, crazy damage that's occurred from this hurricane. It's absolutely unbelievable what we're seeing here. Every single motel on the beach you could see just ruined, trash, bed mattresses, bed frames, furniture, all tossed out on the side of the street. And we're right on the side of the beach here, everyone. I mean, this is where the people come and stay when they come to vacation down here in Florida. There's nowhere to stay. Look at that, everyone. Really sad and unfortunate. Basically, every beachside motel, every restaurant got destroyed. You can see there's mounds of sand. So this is actually the main beach parking lot here. It's called Treasure Island. You can't even park there because there's mounds of sand. I think what you guys can see as we go down here is the economic impact that this is likely to have. You know, I've been thinking a lot about what's going to happen here with Florida after this hurricane. And the one thing that I think a lot of people, as we can see the Thunderbird Hotel, looks very 60s, really cool. I think the thing a lot of people maybe don't understand is how there will be a negative economic impact from this hurricane. So obviously there's people who lost their homes, who will need to repair their homes, who have to move out. But the beaches here in Florida are the main economic driver, especially during the winter. And I don't think anyone's coming down here during the winter, 2024, 2025. And you can see just how widespread this destruction is. I mean, it wasn't just one area that got hit. I mean, the entire Barrier Islands, which they call it, which is here in Pinellas County, the Barrier Islands, which are the beach islands, kind of on the west side of the peninsula, they all got crushed. In addition to other areas on the east side and the south side of Pinellas County. I was in Shore Acres last week. I showed you guys a video of what happened there. You can see one thing people are often concerned with in the hurricane is looting. You can see a sign here, "You loot, we shoot." In Florida, this is often a problem. Prior to hurricanes, during hurricanes, people loot. I'm not quite sure how bad that got this time around, but take a look at this street, everyone. I mean, we just have destruction and devastation on this street. People, unfortunately, they don't have the money, many of them, to do the repairs. This is the key thing. Maybe to just remediate a house like this, replace the appliances, redo the drywall, might be 50 grand. I texted a home flipper friend of mine, he said 50 grand. But some people don't have that cash on hand and don't have the time to wait for the insurance claim to go through. So we have thousands of insurance adjusters flocking on Florida right now, flocking on North Carolina. And people are all putting in their claims. You know, hundreds of thousands of households all in the Southeast are putting in their insurance claims. Some of them are going to get the claims, others will get half of what they asked for, some people will get rejected. And it's going to take time for those funds to flow through. So in the meantime, a lot of these owners are just left to their own devices in terms of repairing, in terms of fixing, and many who don't have the money, they're forced to sell. I've never seen anything like this before. Wait, so is it this place or that place?
Both.
Oh, you own both places. How high did the water come?
You can see the rock on the window.
Wow, so it was up to there.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Up to the windowsill.
Over that fence up to the window. Yeah, you could see the line. And this was all storm surge, basically, right?
Yeah.
Didn't even rain that much.
Correct.
You mind if I walk a little closer to you guys? Is that okay? And how long have you guys been here?
We've been here about 8.
8 years?
It's heartbreaking.
How long will it take to rebuild this, do you think?
A year or so, maybe.
A year? Okay. I figured maybe it'd be longer than that, but if they could do it in a year, that's not bad.
It's all new to everybody around here, you know?
You're still moving stuff out of your house? Or?
Yeah. Well, because everybody's helping everybody else, so you help somebody one day, and then, yeah.
Do you guys need more like help and assistance? Is that?
Yeah, it seems like they forgot about us on Treasure Island. I don't know. That's what everybody else is saying. I'm just doing my own thing.
All right. Well, I wish you luck.
Yeah.
Do you guys need any help?
Nah, we're good.
All right.
Day by day.
All right. Good luck. All right. I will. So, second person I just talked to whose house got destroyed. And folks, it does seem like on the ground, people locally feel as if maybe the assistance efforts down here in Florida aren't maybe what they should be, that there should be more help, there should be more federal assistance. It seems like maybe the areas in North Carolina are getting a lion's share of the federal focus for good reason. I mean, North Carolina got destroyed, but there is this sense down here in Florida that the money, the help isn't coming in the way that it's needed. I'm down here in Treasure Island, Sunset Beach area. The residents feel like, hey, state government, federal government, give us more assistance here. If you are someone who wants to help out, right, with this recovery, there's a lot of people down here who need assistance, monetarily, time, just help with the cleanup process. So, you know, there's a lot of GoFundMe pages of people who need financial assistance. There's a lot of church groups that run volunteer organizations. And I think, you know, just look into that if you're someone who wants to help down here in Pinellas County, St. Petersburg, Treasure Island, St. Pete Beach. Those are the areas to Google and search. Hi there.
Hi.
How's it going?
All right.
Yeah? Is this your place here?
Back there. We're okay.
Is this your place here?
My sister's place.
Yeah? How high did the water come?
I think it came to here. I think it was 6.5.
That's crazy.
covering up it came in about there. So about waist high.
It's funny because from the outside it looks pretty good.
I know
This
it.
looks like
It's
one of the better,
few. Yeah.
like looks like it didn't get hit as
The
bad.
water line didn't stick. It did on the inside. You can see it. But
And so is the interior, everything on the inside just...
yes, yeah, up to the counter, over the countertop.
Have you guys gotten quotes from contractors yet?
No.
Do you have any idea how much it's going to cost?
No, absolutely not. I think it's a total loss. So.
Oh, you think so? Total loss. All right. Well, good luck. There's a woman there. She's helping her sister out. You know, she thinks the house is a total loss. From the outside, it actually looked okay. But from the inside, they had 6 feet of water. Now, interestingly, over here, everyone, we have a brand new custom home that looks to be maybe the one house that was spared. As you can see, they built it on sticks. They built it on supports. So the living area is on the 2nd floor. And so let's see if we could see where the water came up to here. Yeah, you could see it in here. The water came up to over there. And ultimately, this is, I think, what a lot of people in Florida are going to have to do going forward. Going to have to build on sticks. Going to have that first floor be clear through. I think this is cement. Yep, cement supports. So the water can just come through, and in the living area, they're fine. This is probably we're looking kind of at the future of what Florida real estate near the coast is going to look like and have to look like. And I think a lot of these smaller bungalow homes, I bet you a lot of them are going to get torn down over the long run and built up to 2 stories. It's interesting, everyone. You can see actually people from all across Florida, police officers from all across Florida coming. This is the Miami police here with their pickup truck here in Pinellas County. We're about 4 hours from Miami. And so I have heard a lot of good stories about, you know, people from all over Florida being very heroic and helping out their fellow Floridians down here. I had a friend who's in the National Guard. He got deployed to help out on the West Coast as well. And so, you know, one potential upshot here is a hurricane, a disaster like this. It tends to bring the community together, unfortunately in a way that's very painful. But, you know, I'm seeing that with my own eyes down here in the last week, how people are helping each other out. And we need more of that. So folks, if you're someone who wants to help out the people that I've shown you in this video who are really struggling and who aren't getting the help that they need right now, I'm going to give you some links here in the description to some resources where you can help. I'm going to have some links to the GoFundMe pages that different people have here in Florida to help them with Hurricane Helene. I'm going to have a link to actually a personal friend of mine named Andrea. She lives in Shore Acres. Her house got destroyed. She has a GoFundMe page. You know, these people can really use some financial help. And so I encourage you guys to be generous. Additionally, I'm going to have some links to local churches in the description. One is called Bridgepoint Church. I know they're doing volunteer work, volunteer efforts. I'll also have some other local churches in there that are doing volunteer work. So you could either lend your time to them or you could donate to them. American Red Cross is also probably a decent option. They're leading Hurricane Helene relief efforts. So, you know, this is a real tragedy that's going on here. And I think, you know, we all need to band together to help those who have been negatively impacted. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to shed some light on what's going on down here. And yeah, please help however you can.